CSS syntax. The CSS syntax can be a little bit bizarre at first if you're new to the markup languages. And here's an example of what CSS looks like. First, we start off with a selector. Then we have our property, and there's a colon after that. Then our value, and a semicolon. Our value is not covered in quotes. And after our semicolon, which is after the value, we can add another property or value. Together, a property and value is called a declaration. Now, your selector will always be before the first curly bracket, and to end that type of styling, you type the opposite curly bracket. So to show you what I mean, we start our declarations with the curly bracket, which was up here. After every property, we must use a colon, absolutely must use a colon. And after every value, we use a semicolon. We must always use a semicolon. And when we're done with our declarations, we end it with another curly bracket. I'd also like to let you know that the space between your colon and your value does not matter. So if there is no space right here, you see where my mouse is, that doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter if there's a space here, or this big one here, or one here. And that's because CSS doesn't care about the white space. You can have 100 spaces between your property and your value. You can have 100 lines between the different styles that you have. You can have one line, you have no lines, you can have no spaces. Some websites actually take out all the spaces from their CSS just so that their page will load 1 millisecond faster. Now everything here that you see is part of the CSS syntax, and CSS is written pretty loosely. Again, it doesn't care too much about the white space, so if you see any of my code in the future that uses 2 or 3 spaces or 1 space, quite often I won't use any spaces between a property or a value. That's nothing to worry about.